happening, everybody? You know who it is. It's me. It's me, man. It's me, man. Alright, for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Mark. I run this channel called Mindful Reality, the channel that covers reality TV from a mental health perspective. I'm just leaving a new job. Now, some of you probably remember when I jumped on here in February of 2024. I had a new job then, too, at that time. That was like a little under a year ago. And I remember getting on this live, or getting on a live, and talking about my experience there. And I talked about how I made such a good impression on everybody. I talked about how much I enjoyed the presentation of the place that I was joining, because it was a multi-billion-dollar corporation, and they said, oh, you should go home and tell all your friends and family that getting into this particular company, there's a smaller percentage of people that get into this company than those that get into Harvard. I was like, wow, there's more people that get into Harvard than who gets into this company. I remember the coffee machine. I remember all the wonderful snacks that they had. I remember everything about that first day. I remember the icebreaker activities, and I remember I told some jokes and people were laughing at my jokes. And I was like, I feel like a somebody for getting into this huge organization on my own merits. Mostly, I did happen to meet someone who gave me a recommendation, but aside from that, my own merits. Now I'm not there. I came to a new place, and the place is much less fancy, I'll tell you that much. To go from like a huge for-profit organization to like a little non-profit organization, it's much different experience. But I will say this: the small non-profit organization is a lot more personal. I literally walked around the whole building today and met everybody. Everyone in the building seems to know each other. I haven't been in that kind of environment since about 2019. The type of welcome that I got is nothing like the type of welcome that you get in a big corporation. It's like they're introducing you to something that you are still, for the most part, just a member. Whereas with a smaller organization, it's like, this is Mark. I've never gotten some. I've never been introduced to everybody. This is Mark. Mark has an extensive background where he worked in the hospital, he worked in this clinic, and he worked with this type of program. He worked for the insurance company. He worked here and he did this, and he's extremely good at this. And I'm like, you don't even necessarily know that yet. not to downplay myself, but your expectations of me are possibly higher than anywhere else that I've ever been in my life. I've never gotten that kind of an introduction unless I'm doing like a public speaking gig or something, and they ask you the things that you want in your intro. But just like somebody else deciding to introduce me, that was nice. But anyways, I think what coming over here helped me realize is that you just got to know who you are, because people will always try to change your sense of self-worth or lower that or make you think that you're not good enough, mischaracterize you. This has been done to me so many different times in life, but especially at work. And I don't care how many more of these lanyards I put around my neck between now and the day that I die, they will never define me. Even though I'm talking about how nice it was to be introduced that way, I've gotten to a point in life, and I have a sense of self-worth. Okay, I think I didn't even look at these comments. I might have said hi to Vicky, but if not, I'm going back through this list. Hi Vicky, hi Cass, good afternoon, Ed. Prefer the little ones myself. Mostly I do too. I have to readjust to being in an office. That was overstimulating for me. It's overstimulating for me. But guess who agreed to go on their annual legislative trip to Albany tomorrow? I mean, I did want to go on the trip. I kind of wish the trip was not so soon after I started, because I know that I'm going to be tired, but I'm going to Albany tomorrow. They have this legislative trip that I actually was with. I've actually been on that trip before, years ago, with the same company. But this is the first time I'm going to be going as staff, and that is to advocate in Albany for mental health rights, which is pretty cool. And it's going to be an opportunity to meet some of the other staff, and to meet all the clients, or to meet whichever of the clients that are going to be going on that trip. So it's going to be a paid field trip. Albany, for those who don't know, from where I live, I believe is about 2.5 to 3 hours away. So they get a big bus. The buses have it's like a chartered bus. They have TVs on the bus. They give you lunch. So I'm gonna be going on that tomorrow. I don't know what that means, and when I don't know what things don't mean, when I don't know what things mean, I don't read them. Hi Mario 64. Mario 64 was one of my favorite games. I know, random, but just because your name is Mario 64, it reminded me of the game Super Mario 64. Classic. N64 might have been my favorite video game system, now that I think about it. I loved my Nintendo, I loved my Super Nintendo. N64 was quite possibly my favorite system. Listen, that comment is really nice, but really random. Hi, Bev. Bev, your friend Ed is on here. For Ed, Bev is always asking about you. Or Bev has asked about you in the past. Brandon. Hi, Brandon. Which part of India are you from? Yeah, but I agree with you, Vicky. I'm not from India. I agree with you, Vicky. Like, sometimes it's nice to have the small, like, I was meaning to say this. The previous place that I was talking about had all the bells and whistles on the outside, like the outside of the building, metaphorically. The outside of the building was spotless. They just washed the windows. They made everything just look brand new and special, and it's like, wow, look what I'm walking into. But then when you actually walk into the house, everything is in shambles. So I was impressed before I got into that place, and I was not impressed with my experience while I was there. And that place pushed me to my limits. My mental health was pushed to its limits, and I was supposed to be benefiting and helping people with their mental health. God, this place, listen, I always have tempered expectations, but 37 days off in a year, coming from a place that gave me 12. They have like multiple wellness retreats that they provide their employees. Just the vibe in the building was just, a lot more my speed, I would say. So I'm just hoping that what I've seen so far, when I actually get into the nitty-gritty of the work, I hope that it matches how it looks for me. But when it comes to the actual bells and whistles, like I said, I went in there. That part was not that impressive. It's like it's a much smaller corporation. It's a much smaller building. Like, they're kind of a fixer-upper. They're getting it together. There's a lot of things that need work on the inside, but it's like, it feels like everybody in there is a team. There's camaraderie. There's emotional support. There's job support. When I've asked people, like, what their experience is there, it didn't seem like they were just telling me an answer that I wanted to hear. They genuinely seemed like they were happy there. So I'm hoping that that's going to be my experience too. How are y'all doing? How's everybody else's day? How's everyone's day going? My day was pretty good. I didn't actually work today. I mean, I did. I worked today, but all we did today was just, I did some trainings. I just went around and met people in the building. I set up all my pay information and that kind of stuff. So far, so good in the West. It's nice out here, but it's cold. It's cold. Monday. I know I'm gonna sleep good tonight. I know I'm gonna sleep real good because it's been 6 years since I literally had to wake myself up, get into a building in the morning, talk to a bunch of people in the building, and then yeah, just that, the stimulation of just being around people and having to just interact all day after 6 years of just being able to hide away and make my money in my room. The only thing that I did not like about today, somebody get rid of this. Was that the hiring manager who hired me put me in the office, then she closed the door, she called me to eat anything, and then my direct supervisor came to the door, and he was like, yeah, we keep the doors open around here. I'm like, that is a game changer, because keeping the door open means that I cannot watch videos. I cannot, well, not that I can't watch videos, because I did actually just bring my headphones and I was watching some videos. Well, I was watching some videos while I was doing some of those trainings, but there's not a whole lot you can do while you're in the building. Let's just say that. But at least they seemed to be pretty flexible about break times and that kind of stuff. So, yep. This week is going to be a really busy week. I'm up for the challenge. But anyways, thanks for tuning in. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell to get notified when I drop some more great content. Thank you all. Talk to you soon.